Well, I think number one, I think an Andrew Tate for Congress would be an extremely interesting time. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Trump, VP, let's go. Let's go. I'll go to court. Look at them already taking all my money. Let's go again.
Because the more I get close to politics and be around politicians and kind of see behind the veil of politics, number one, it's all narrative control.
Yep.
All politics is how can you control the messaging and the narrative at that moment. And the longer you can control the narrative, the higher probability that you have to win.
You know what's interesting you said about narrative control? We talk about the fact we're in a war, and we say we're in a culture war. War has always ever only been narrative control. War, the primary objective of war is to demoralize your enemy so they will accept your narrative. So in a traditional hot war, you'll turn up with tanks, they'll turn up with tanks. If you win, you're going to get the enemy. They're going to be afraid of you. They're going to be demoralized, and they will accept your narrative regarding your culture, your views, your currency, your religion, whatever it is. If two religions go to war, the objective is to destroy the enemy so they absorb your religion. They accept your religion because they're demoralized. So it's demoralization and control of the narrative. And even in hot wars, the primary objective is to get control over a certain geographical area, to control the populace so you can tell that populace what to think and force them to adhere to certain ideals. We're in a war right now. You just talked about narrative control. That's exactly what it is. They're trying to demoralize us so they can give us narratives that we're forced to accept. They're trying to control, we say about controlling a geographical area with a hot war. Okay, it's not a hot war, but they're trying to control the internet and control information because it's an information war. Alex Jones, InfoWars, he's nailed it. They're trying to control intellectual property and control property online to be able to purport certain narratives to a demoralized populace. We're in a very active war right now.
Yeah.
And just because there's no guns firing, well, there are, but just because you don't see guns firing, you think you're not in a war. You are the subject of a war ongoing. There are two teams fighting right now above your head. And depending on which team wins, depends on the narratives you're going to end up holding and your children are going to end up holding. So this is what's so interesting to me when we talk about masculinity and cowardice.